Morgan Livingstone, the Certified Child Life Specialist at World Eye Cancer Hope, and today we're going to read a lovely book all about love. This one's called Guess How Much I Love You by Sam McBratney. Little Nutbrown Hare, who was going to bed, held on tight to Big Nutbrown Hare's very long ears. In this picture, there's Big Nutbrown Hare is just putting his feet on the grass, and on his back in between his ears is Little Nutbrown Hare, who's holding on tight. He wanted to be sure that Big Nutbrown Hare was listening. "Guess how much I love you," he said. "Oh, I don't think I could guess that," said Big Nutbrown Hare. In this picture, the two Nutbrown Hares are together in a field with a lovely big tree behind them and a fence. And Little Nutbrown Hare is reaching up and holding Big Nutbrown Hare's ears out towards him. "This much," said Little Nutbrown Hare, stretching out his arms as wide as they could go. In this picture, Little Nutbrown Hare is standing on top of a wooden stump, and his arms are outstretched as wide as they can go, while Big Nutbrown Hare looks on from the grass. Behind them are some nice trees and the fence. Big Nutbrown Hare had even longer arms. "But I love you this much," he said. That is a lot," thought Little Nutbrown Hare. In this picture, Big Nutbrown Hare is standing up tall, and his arms are outstretched as wide as they can go, and it's very wide. And Little Nutbrown Hare is standing beside the wooden stump, and he's looking with his ears perked up wide, watching Big Nutbrown Hare. "I love you as high as I can reach," said Little Nutbrown Hare. And this picture, Nutbrown Hare, the little one, is reaching his arms as high as they can go up to the sky. And Big Nutbrown Hare is sitting in the grass looking at him with his arms stretched up high. "Oh, I love you as high as I can reach," said Big Nutbrown Hare. "Oh, that is very high," thought Little Nutbrown Hare. "I wish I had arms like that." In this picture, Big Nutbrown Hare has his arms stretched as high as they can go. His ears are back. There's some bugs flying by him in the grass. And Little Nutbrown Hare looks teeny tiny sitting in the grass, gazing up at those big arms of Big Nutbrown Hare. Then Little Nutbrown Hare had a good idea. He tumbled upside down and reached up the trunk of the tree with his feet. "I love you all the way up to my toes," he said. In this picture, Nutbrown Hare, the little one, is upside down. He's doing a handstand with his feet up against the tree. He's stretching his arms as high as they can go and reaching his feet as high as they can go up the trunk of the tree. And Big Nutbrown Hare is gazing from behind the tree trunk at what Little Nutbrown Hare is doing. "And I love you all the way up to your toes," said Big Nutbrown Hare, swinging him up over his head. Whoa, this time, Big Nutbrown Hare took Little Nutbrown Hare by the arms and he swung him around like a big superhero stretch all the way up to the tallest branches in the tree. "I love you as high as I can hop," laughed Little Nutbrown Hare, bouncing up and down. In this picture, Little Nutbrown Hare is hop, 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 hopping as high as he can go in many different positions with his legs above him, with them below him, with his tail up high. He is bouncing a lot. "But I love you as high as I can hop," smiled Big Nutbrown Hare, and he hopped so high his ears touched the branches above. "Oh, that's good hopping," thought Little Nutbrown Hare. "I wish I could hop like that." Little Nutbrown Hare is gazing up from the bottom of the tree where he stands in the grass all the way up to Big Nutbrown Hare, whose ears are touching the highest branch in the tree. My goodness, that's high. "I love you all the way down the lane, as far as the river," cried Little Nutbrown Hare. "I love you across the river and over the hill," said Big Nutbrown Hare. In this picture, both Little Nutbrown Hare and Big Nutbrown Hare are gazing out over a beautiful valley with a river and hills and many trees and a house off in the distance. That's very far, thought Little Nutbrown Hare. He was almost too sleepy to think anymore. Then he looked beyond the thorn bushes, out into the big, dark night. Nothing could be farther than the sky. So in this one, there's Little Nutbrown Hare's kind of scratching his ears and thinking. He's looking up at the sky. And in this very big picture, Little Nutbrown Hare is in the arms of Big Nutbrown Hare, and above them in the night sky is a beautiful sliver of a moon. I love you right up to the moon, he said, and he closed his eyes. Oh, that's far, said Big Nutbrown Hare. That is very, very far. In this picture, Big Nutbrown Hare is cradling Little Nutbrown Hare, whose eyes have closed. He's gently rocking him in his arms as they both gaze up towards the moon. Big Nutbrown Hare settled Little Nutbrown Hare into his bed of leaves. He leaned over and kissed him good night. In this picture, Big Nutbrown Hare is placing Little Nutbrown Hare in his bed of leaves, and then he leans over and gives a gentle kiss right on Little Nutbrown Hare's head. Then he lay down close by and whispered with a smile, I love you right up to the moon and back. And this is a picture of them as they snuggled together nearby each other in the grass with a beautiful sliver of the moon in the sky above them. And that's the end, my friends. I hope that you and your families have lots of love. Take care.